it's Kayla, and today's video is going to be all about Braille. So I want to talk about my decision to learn Braille, my experience learning Braille as an adult, and then I want to tell you guys and show you guys how Braille works so you can learn a little bit about it. So I learned Braille a little over 2 years ago. I was 24 and I attended a rehabilitation training center for people with visual impairments. Although I had been legally blind my whole life, I had lost a significant amount of vision, so I wanted to go there to learn new skills to adapt to my new level of blindness. So there I learned how to use a screen reader on my computer. I learned blind cooking skills and a few other daily living skills. I got more orientation and mobility training with my cane, and of course I learned Braille. And I do plan on making a video in the future talking all about this experience I had at the Rehabilitation Training Center, but for today I just want to talk about the Braille part. So my main reason for deciding that I wanted to learn Braille is because I want to be able to read books to my future children. That was kind of my #1 motivating factor. But there were other reasons why I wanted to learn it too. For example, I thought it would be handy to be able to read and write notes in Braille, to be able to read Braille signs, and I thought it would be handy for labeling, which it really is. At home, I have the spices on my spice rack all labeled in Braille, and I have my DVD collection labeled in Braille, and I really think it would come in handy in the workplace to be able to Braille label files and folders and things like that. I can imagine that would be really helpful. I didn't really and still don't have the desire to just sit down and read a novel in Braille. I'm good with audiobooks, but there are a lot of other practical reasons to learn Braille. So learning Braille as a young adult was very challenging. I think it's common knowledge that it's harder for adults to learn things than it is for children, and learning Braille really is a lot like learning a new language. It's a lot of memorization, which was the easy part for me because memorization is one of my really strong suits, but it's a lot. So in Braille, there is what's called grade 1 or uncontracted Braille, which is where you just learn every letter in the alphabet and punctuation, and every word is just spelled out letter for letter. And then there's what's called grade 2 or contracted Braille, where you learn all 26 letters, the punctuation, and what are known as Braille contractions, which are symbols that represent either words or a combination of letters. So like there is a symbol for CH and TH and ING and OU and OUND and TION. And then there are letters that stand for words, like the letter C by itself stands for can, and the letter Y by itself stands for you. And there are combinations of letters that stand for entire words, like AB stands for about. And there are a million others that would take me forever to list in this video, so I'm not going to, but just know that there are a lot of them. So like I said, the memorization part wasn't the hardest part for me. It was physically getting my fingers to recognize the dot formations. When it's new to you, it's really hard to get used to your fingers feeling those little dots. They're really small and they're really close together, and it's something that you really have to practice at to get the hang of. So even though I knew really well all of the dot formations of the letters and all of the contractions, sometimes I would sit there and just feel a word forever and be like, I have no idea what this is. I can't tell. My fingers are not picking it up. So for me, that was the most frustrating part, was just getting my fingers to recognize that tactile feedback. So it is frustrating, and it does take a lot of practice and a lot of patience. There were times I came into Braille class and I sat there and I just glared at my Braille book because I was so frustrated with my slow progress because I felt like I just wasn't getting the hang of it, and it really just takes time. So once you practice, 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 and get the hang of it, after that, it's like smooth sailing. And learning Braille is pretty much just like learning how to read print. When kids are learning to read, they're really slow at first, it can be frustrating, and they start out small with small words and small sentences in small books, and then they work their way up to more complex words and sentences in longer books, and that's just how Braille works too. Okay, so now I want to show you how Braille works. Okay, so really quick before I teach you some Braille, I wanted to show you what is called a print Braille book. So this is Dr. Seuss' The Foot Book, and it's just the regular pages of the book, but there is a clear page of Braille in between, so someone who is blind can read the Braille, and someone who is sighted can still follow along with the printed words and look at the pictures. So it's a win-win for everyone. Okay, so this is how they teach Braille. I have here a 6-cup muffin tin with tennis balls, and this represents a Braille cell. So every Braille cell has 6 dots. Dot 1, 2, 3, dot 4, 5, 6. So every letter or symbol is a combination of dots within the 6-dot cell. And you learn Braille by feeling the tennis balls in the different formations, so you can learn the different formations before you actually start trying to read Braille with the tiny dots with your fingers. So I'm going to show you the alphabet. So this dot 1 is A, dot 1, 2 is B, dot 1, 4 is C, dot 1, 4, 5 is D, this is E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And okay, so that's the alphabet, and then there are there's punctuations. So like this is a period, and this is a comma. And then there are contractions that I was telling you about. So like this is TH, this is CH, that is ING, and then this is the, and this is the word and this can stand for the word and by itself, or it can be used as the letters A and D. So like if you wanted to write the word hand, you would do H and then A and D, this symbol. Okay, so that's about all I have to say about Braille for now. This video was a very simple overview of Braille. It's very complex and difficult to explain, so I just kind of gave you guys a sneak peek. If you are visually impaired and you are considering learning Braille, I would encourage you to go for it. I think it's a really good skill to have, and it's important to have to fall back on if you lose more of your vision. Just remember to try to be patient and stick with it. If you have any questions about Braille, feel free to leave those in the comments below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed learning about Braille. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel so you can keep up with new videos that I'm posting. And I will see you guys next time.